LA Times talks about an article comes out saying the left has really let us down. Why many American Jews feel abandoned. This is a story that came out yesterday, okay? Many American Jews who traditionally lean left have been disappointed by the left's response to the recent conflict. Some feel isolated from the political allies due to the quick mobilization of support for the Palestinian cause without condemning the Hamas attack, which resulted in the death of many civilians, including children. There's a divide among American Jews regarding their stance on Israel and the Israeli-Palestine conflict. While some have long criticized Israelis' policies and want to see an end to the occupation, they also condemn violence and view the situation with nuance. They emphasize the need for a two-state solution and call for a ceasefire. On the other hand, some far-left activists have expressed views that Israel is a colonizing force justifying violence against it. Tom, reaction to this article?
Well, you know, for the LA Times to be writing something, that means that there is a real story there. You know, but to me, for them to be writing something about the left, in a negative way, and they're writing saying, hey, you know, the Jewish people in Southern California and other places, according to what we're seeing, they think that we've kind of let them down on this whole quote Israel thing.
You think?
Yeah, Israel thing, a war being people being killed in their beds, you know, is an Israel thing, and it kind of, I'm shocked but not shocked, because in the face of reality, are even the liberal news media starting to write little things? And that's what I'm thinking. Is there a glimmer of hope from journalism? And I don't really think there's a glimmer of hope for journalism, but I get that feeling when I look at it. I'm like, wow, you know, is it possible?
I think the colonizing, that word they keep using. And I was watching a really interesting video, and it was talking about which religion is older, who was in the land first. So it's, do you guys know how old Judaism is? Average. There's people argue about it all the time.
How old Judaism?
How old? Yeah.
Shoot. I mean, because the Syrians were around, what would you say?
Couple thousand years.
Yeah, they're saying 1800 BC. So
Okay.
2,400 years later. Christianity came after that. Islam came after that. It's the newest of them, 700 AD. So 2,500 years older than Islam. And so history lesson. So we're all complaining about 1948. That's when Israel, you know, took the land. They're colonizers. Before that, it was the British Mandate of Palestine. Before that, the Ottoman Empire. Before that, the Sultanites. Then the Byzantine, Roman Empire, Babylon, Assyrian Empire.
Yeah.
Then the two kingdoms of Israel and Judah, the 12 tribes of Israel, and the Canaanite city kingdoms. So it's not who was here first from 1948. If you want to go back to who was here first, you got to go back at least 4,000 years.
And I mean, and Tom, when you say like, well, Pat, the left let them down, I mean, who would have thought? Like, you see what's happening where they're having all these pro-Hamas protests where they're insurrecting at the Capitol and nobody's saying anything. You have people in the squad that are just, because mind you, and I think there's a big misconception, Pat. What happened in Israel, horrible, okay? You could still pray and hope that the children and the innocent lives in Palestine are okay, but when you are pro-Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, I don't give a shit what the hell you say, that's where you're losing people. So the left is like, wait a minute, we were all cool and you were on our sides, but you have this happen. By the way, these people, I want to know if any one of these people, okay, that are promoting and cheering for a terrorist organization are going to get the FBI to follow all of them home and arrest them, and even their people that didn't show up, and they're going to treat them, they're going to do 20 years in prison. So I could see it, Pat, because it's like, this as this really horrible situation, I'm happy that it woke these people up, because they're like, oh my God, this is how the left doesn't give a shit.
Outside of Rashida Tlaib's office is the gay flag and the Palestine flag.
Yeah.
The Black Lives Matter flag. One flag is missing, the United States flag.
Yeah, and Pat, if you don't mind me shifting to this, and I know we spoke about it with Charlie Kirk and stuff. You know what still hasn't been answered, Pat, which nobody's talking about, and John Kirby said, and I quote, "Now is not the time." Has there been any update on how everybody came in, and even worse than them coming in, for 6 hours, Pat? Let me explain something to you. Look, think about this. It's 10 o'clock right now. Can you imagine till 4 p.m. people are attacking this one little building, Pat, and nobody responds? Zero IDF, zero soldiers, Nothing happens. And that's still not being talked to, because now it's almost like, nope, nobody cares, because Hamas is hiding behind kids, okay? Israel has bombed and killed 3 times the amount of people that were killed in Israel on their initial attack. And by the way, how many innocent women and children it is? It's astronomically more than Hamas, because what are the Hamas numbers? They don't know, because there's only 40,000, how much? 40,000 Hamas scattered in there. They are bombing and taking down like huge apartment buildings with women and children. Pat, and I talked about this on Brandon's episode. I was watching like the hospital that was bombed, and you're not seeing this on CNN or anything. A mother laying there, white, pale face, she's bleeding out, and her 3-year-old kid is standing there shaking with shell shock, and you don't see that. Nobody's talking about those kids. You know what I mean? Nobody. You're not hearing any of that. It's just, hey, we got to wipe out Hamas. What about like the grandmothers, the children? It's insane. And it's like, at what point are we going to say, okay, guys, time out. Another option. You know what, Pat's another option? Send in some special forces. Okay, enough. Okay, you killed a lot. Okay, send it. Yeah, it's going to be dangerous for the special forces, but I mean, how long is it going to go on? Now, mind you, Pat, the ground invasion hasn't happened yet. They're just bombing everywhere. Wait till the worst is still to come. And it's like, guys, at the end of the day, I get it. It was a travesty. We have to figure out why to prevent it. And when people are like, you're not supporting Israel. No, you know what Israel should just do right now? Beef up your security so it doesn't happen again. Stop the insane bombing and sending special forces to find these people that are hiding behind and using women and children as shield. It's like enough is enough, man. When people like peace in the Middle East, we're Middle Eastern. It ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. It's too much. When religion is involved, and religion is the number one cause of death in the history of mankind. It's like enough is enough. How many innocents are gonna die?
So a couple things there. The first thing is when they're using human shields and you're trying to go in there, there's a few things going on.
Tom, let me just give you my thoughts. Okay, so let's kind of talk about what you just said.
I'm trying to be careful.
Let's kind of talk about what you just said. So for me, as a leader, anytime we have to make a big decision, I try to look at it from the emotional and the logical side. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's very hard to do. Very, very hard to do. It's not easy to do. There's a book called 5 Temptations of a CEO by Patrick Lencioni. I recommend it all the time to business owners. It's a great book to read. 5 Temptations he talks about. One of them is 5 Temptations of a CEO. I'll read the 5. They go. Temptation number 1 is strategy for overcoming. Focus on results. So temptation number 1 is status. You want to be oh my God, what's my status? I'm a CEO. Number 2, popularity. So you want people to like you. So number 1 is my status. I'm famous. I'm a CEO. I'm a president. I'm this. Number 2 is popularity. Number 3 is certainty. So sometimes because you want a certain decision, you don't necessarily make a decision. Then it's 4 is harmony and invulnerability. Okay. So these are temptations that CEOs and leaders fall for. Let's kind of keep this up there and don't take this away so I can look at it. So as a president right now, you have to make a, decision that is not necessarily going to be maybe the most popular decision. So, and some of the decisions you have to make is not going to be public. You got to get inventory, all the information from both sides and kind of make a decision for yourself. 1, emotionally, both sides are using videos to get you and I emotional and give permission for reaction. Okay? I'm a father of 4. I watched all the videos with kids. It gets sent to me all the time. Okay? Both from the Muslim side, from the Palestine side, from the Israeli side. You can keep sending me those videos. I'll watch them. It's not easy to watch. They're heartbreaking to watch. And remember, this is coming from a guy that lived in Iran 10 years and witnessed war, and it was terrible. I couldn't stand it. I saw a lot of weird things as a kid I should have never seen. No kid should ever see what. But, everybody's dealt a different cards. You can't complain about it. You got to kind of figure out the life. I couldn't grow up and say, oh, it's unfair what happened to me. Yeah, it's unfair. I get it. It wasn't cool. I don't want to see it happen to my kids. But it happened. So emotionally, very painful. It's very hard right now to avoid being tempted to join the jump to conclusion community. Everybody to jump into conclusion. The more we jump to conclusion, the more we increase the chances of a World War III. The more we jump to conclusion, the more we increase the chances of division. The more we jump to conclusion, the more we can be controlled. The more we jump to conclusion, the more slave we are to our emotions. Your job as a leader to try to minimize as much of your decisions being made emotionally and try to make it logically. Not easy to do, very hard. Let's look at logically. Okay. Let's say Israel succeeds and is able to kill 40,000 Hamas members because they got 40,000. Let's say they succeed. Okay. Let's say you do it. Okay, cool. You got rid of 40,000. Is the residual effects of that done? Are they done? So is that it? That's it. You will never have problem in the Middle East ever again. No, you just pissed off Hezbollah. They got 150,000. Okay. You're now going to have someone's kid's cousin that's going to seek vengeance, that's 7 years old, that's going to be fed this story of what they did to his mom, dad, brother, sister, everybody, that's going to seek vengeance for 10 years, and it's going to be 10 times uglier than what you had today. It's not going to follow. It's not going to come. It's not going to slow down. It's not going to slow down at all. Iran is just looking for an opportunity to go to war. Israel is looking for an opportunity to have permission to bomb Gaza. They're just looking for an opportunity. They're all looking for opportunities right now. And meanwhile, a bunch of people are in the middle of it, okay, on how to handle this. We are sending $100 million. Biden just approved $100 million to go to Gaza, okay, to go send to Palestine.
Which the majority is going to Ukraine. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The majority of that package is going to Ukraine, and they're going to get...
And the money that ends up going to Palestine, who knows if Hamas and the group's going to have that money go to its people, okay? Number two, that if you look at logically, as much as, like, what do you do with the person that's in a marriage that they're getting abused over and over again by the person they're married to? What can you do about that person? Honestly, say you got a woman that's married to a man who hits her with a stick, absolutely abuses her in the community, and she still loves him and she still supports him. What can you do to her to change her mind? Do you know 58% of Palestinians in Gaza support Hamas? 42% of Palestinians in West Bank support Hamas. You think you're going to change? I'm sorry.
No, you're not going to.
You're getting what you're getting. You're 58%. So they're using the people as human shields. There's this meme. I don't know if you've seen this meme where half of it is showing Israeli in the front.